Today I'm going to be talking about stretching some muscles, specifically muscles around the knee and the hip, and actually the ankle. So we're going to get started with a hip flexor stretch. I'm going to put this strap aside, we're going to be using it later. And my favorite hip flexor stretch is one kneeling. Okay, so if you have trouble on your knees, like kneeling on the knees itself, then put a blanket, a pillow, a towel, something underneath the knee to cushion it. Okay, we're going to bring one foot in front in a lunge position. Okay, you're going to tuck your tail, giving a posterior pelvic tilt. This is going to tilt the pelvis where the ASIS, the anterior superior iliac spine of the pelvis, comes up and the tailbone goes down. And it's going to put a stretch on the hip flexor, which is right here. Okay? If you want a little bit more stretch, you'll take this part of the pelvis, this hip bone right here, and bring it forward. Okay? You're not going to go like this. You're going to go just a little movement with the hip forward. You're going to feel it right there. You'll hold it for about 30 seconds. You'll do it a few times. Now, I am fairly flexible. Okay, I've been doing yoga for like 25 years, so I'm fairly flexible. The reason I'm saying this is because I have a lot of people who are obviously not flexible in their hip flexors sit here and tell me they don't feel it. So you want to be careful how you're doing it. I don't want you going in like this because you may not feel it. Okay, I want you to be very specific about it, bringing that hip bone forward and tucking the tail underneath. You'll hold that about 30 seconds. You'll do it a few times, and then you'll switch sides. So go ahead and do both sides whenever you're stretching. You want to make sure you equal things out. All right, next exercise we're going to do is for the hamstrings. I'm going to show you a couple different hamstring stretches. One you can do on a chair and one you can do laying down. Okay, so the first one, you can use a strap. If you have a yoga strap, that works really well. If you have a dog leash, that works really well. I just bought this stretch strap fairly cheaply, to be honest with you, for my yoga practice and for stretching. Okay, and I'm going to show you a hamstring stretch. You're going to put the strap around the ball of the foot, okay, so right underneath the toes. You're going to lay back. You can either have the other leg straight or it can be bent. All right, it just depends on how flexible you are. If you're really flexible, you'll want it straight. If you're not that flexible, you'll want it bent. And then you're going to straighten this knee, and you're going to take that leg up as high as you need to feel a stretch right here. Okay? So for me, I'm fairly flexible, so I'll go ahead and bring the other foot down, and I'll stretch this one up, and I'll hold it for about 30 seconds. And then I'll probably go ahead and switch to the other side, okay? You feel a nice stretch right here. You might feel it more down in here. You might feel it hopefully towards the muscle belly. I'm feeling it a little bit right here because I think I'm also getting in my gastrocnemius at the same time. All right, so there's that one. The other one you can do with hamstring stretches, and these are the ones I recommend to my people who are really tight hamstrings. You'll sit on the edge of a chair. You'll have one leg bent with the foot flat on the floor, and the other leg's going to be straight out. Okay? So the knee's going to be straight. And you're going to sit up nice and straight. You might feel it right here. Okay? You should feel it in the hamstring. The hamstring itself is what I mean when I say you might feel it right here, meaning that you don't need to lean forward to feel it. If you're really tight, you might just feel it just sitting here. But if you do not feel it sitting here, go ahead and bend forward and just go as far as you need to feel a nice stretch right in the back of the thigh. Okay? You'll hold that for about 30 seconds. Switch sides. Okay? And do that a few times. So those are options for hamstring stretches. Getting on to a quadriceps stretch, we're going to grab this band again, the stretch strap, or your dog leash, or your yoga strap, or whatever you have laying around. All you need is some kind of string with some kind of loop at the end, okay? Because you want to put your foot in it, and you're going to lay on your tummy, and then you're going to bring that foot towards your buttocks, okay? Now, I'm fairly flexible, so I can reach back and actually put my foot there. But you want to have that foot coming towards the middle of your buttocks right there. You don't want it leaning out, okay, because that's going to put too much stress on your knee. You want to bring it straight towards the cheek, basically, okay? And you want to feel the stretch right in the thigh, okay? If you're feeling it in your knee, you might take it off a little bit. You don't want to put too much pressure through your knee, but you should feel it in the front of the thigh. You'll hold it for about 30 seconds. You'll do it a few times. You'll switch sides, okay? The last stretch we're going to do, and that's for your quadriceps. That one's for the front of your thigh. The last stretch we're going to do is your gastrocnemius and soleus. But we're going to do them separately, and I'll show you how to do that, okay? You can do this at a wall. I'm using a chair because it'll be easier for you guys to see. And I'm going to take this chair and turn it around. It just gives me something to put my hands on. All right. I'm going to have one leg in front and one leg back. Okay. From here, my front leg is going to be bent. My front knee is. And then my back knee is straight. Okay. So from here, I'm going to lean forward. Let me move this out of the way so you can see what my heel's doing. I'm going to lean forward, my heel's flat on the floor, and I'm going to keep that knee straight, and I'm going to lean forward until I feel a nice stretch in the back of the calf, okay? Or the back of the lower leg. You should feel it maybe mid-calf, maybe more up towards the knee. Kind of depends on what area is really tight on you. You'll hold that for 30 seconds, and then you'll switch sides. And do both sides. This one's tighter on me, so I can feel this one a little bit more. Okay, I would hold that 30 seconds. Do it a few times each side. Last one is actually similar. So your gastrocnemius is on the outside of the calf itself. On the inside of the calf, right underneath the gastrocnemius, is the soleus. Gastrocnemius attaches up above the knee itself, but the soleus does not. It attaches a little bit lower onto the tibia and fibula. Okay, so in order to stretch that, you take the gastrocnemius out of it. We're going to set up just like we did for the gastroc stretch, but this time we're going to do a slight bend in the knee. You're going to keep that heel on the floor, that foot pointing forward, leaning forward, okay, and you're going to get a nice stretch in the soleus. I don't feel anything because my soleus is probably pretty flexible, okay? I might feel on the left though. All right, so 30 seconds, switch it out. Foot back, heel down, knee bent. And I do feel a little bit more on this side. Okay, and then you'll go a total of 3 times, 30 seconds with that stretch as well. All right, well, thank you for joining me today, and hopefully I'll see you next time.